LegalizeFreedom.com.
You have asked, are we happy? Are we happy and effective? Consultation with leading experts in the field makes it perfectly clear that we are all now programmed for perfect happiness, perfect happiness, perfect happiness, perfect happiness. There are, of course, occasional technical or electronic errors in programming and or surveillance which produce perverse exceptions. First, they start skipping prescribed drug dosages. Then they begin touching, then indulging in various sexual acts, and the ultimate perversion, love. For such extreme psychobiological misfunction, only isolation will do.
You know how a game serves us. Nations are bankrupt, gone. None of that tribal warfare anymore. Even the corporate wars are a thing of the past. So now we have the majors and their executives. Transport, food, communication, housing, luxury, energy. A few of us making decisions on a global basis. Now everyone has all the comforts, you know that. No poverty, no sickness, no needs, and many luxuries which you enjoy just as if you were in the executive class. Corporate society takes care of everything. And all it asks of anyone, or has ever asked of anyone ever, is not to interfere with management decisions.
You still don't get it, do you, boys? There ain't no countries anymore. No more good guys. They're running the whole show. They own everything, the whole goddamn planet. They can do whatever they want. What's wrong with having it good for a change? And they're going to let us have it good if we just help them. They're going to leave us alone. Let us make some money. You can have a little taste of that good life, too. Now, I know you want it. Hell, everybody does. What's the threat? We all sell out every day. Might as well be on the winning team.
Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life. That there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. It is this feeling that has brought you to me. Do you know what I'm talking about? The Matrix. Do you want to know what it is? The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. What truth? That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind. Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself. This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
What is the secret of Soylent Green? New York City in the year 2022. Nothing runs anymore. Nothing works. But the people are the same. And the people will do anything to get what they need.
This is the police.
What they need most is Soylent Green.
The supply of Soylent Green has been exhausted.
What is the secret of Soylent Green? You will find out why Soylent Green means life. You will find out why Soylent Green means death.
We gotta stop them.
What is the secret of Soylent Green?
Please!
Nature, wounded, diseased, and enraged, took revenge on her murderers. She cut off their food supply and then waited while they consumed each other. A family runs for its life from a deadly virus that threatens to swallow up the earth. Martial law. But there's no room to run.
Following the outbreak of
there's no place to hide.
There is some danger that
no blade of grass. No room to run. No place to hide. No blade.
king has his reign, and then he dies. It's inevitable.
These are ancient civilizations that were separated by centuries, and yet this same pictogram was discovered in every one of them.
I think they want us to come and find them. Not so much. An invitation.
From whom?
No. What did he say?
He's going to destroy the world.
A traveler from distant stars escaped from a dying world looking for a way to extend his own life. His body decaying and weak, he couldn't prevent his own demise. Apparently his whole species was becoming extinct. So he traveled, searched galaxies looking for a way to cheat death. He came to a world rich with life, where he encountered a primitive race, humans. A species which, with all his powers and knowledge, he could maintain indefinitely. He realized within a human body he had a chance for a new life. Now, he apparently found a young boy. It says, as the frightened villagers ran, night became day. Curious and without fear, he walked towards the light. Ra took him and possessed his body, and inhabiting this human form, he appointed himself ruler. This mineral is clearly the building block of all his technology. With this, he can sustain eternal life.
What are you afraid of?
I don't know.
Shall I tell you what's out there?
Yes, please.
The dragon. A beast of such power that if you were to see it whole and all complete in a single glance, it would burn you to cinders.
Where is it?
It is everywhere. It is everything. Its scales glisten in the bark of trees. Its roar is heard in the wind, and its forked tongue strikes like...
Wow, like lightning. Yes, that's it.
This is the construct.
Right now, we're inside a computer program.
Is it really so hard to believe? Your appearance now is what we call residual self-image. It is the mental projection of your digital self.
This isn't real.
What is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain.
This is it, you see. This is the cage of your own making, which keeps you trapped and pacing about in the smallest possible space forever. Break out now.
I'm feeling a little disconnected from my real life. Kind of losing touch with the texture of it, you know what I mean? I actually think there's an element of psychosis involved here.
Yes! This is a great sign. It means your nervous system is fully engaging with the game architecture.
I'm not sure here, where we are, is real at all. This feels like a game to me.
The suggestion is that the function of the brain and nervous system and sense organs is in the main eliminated and not productive. Each person is at each moment capable of remembering all that has ever happened to him and of perceiving everything that is happening everywhere in the universe. The function of the brain and nervous system is to protect us from being overwhelmed and confused by shutting out most of what we should otherwise perceive or remember.
If there's an intelligence there, I wanted to know there's an intelligence here.
The Day of the Triffids.
Here's an image we all know well. It's an image which is in many ways a symbol of our times. It represents what is perhaps our greatest technological achievement so far, the step out into space. But the picture of our planet also has a far deeper significance. For the first time, we have seen ourselves and the planet from the outside, and the view has changed our feelings about ourselves in an unexpected way. For the early astronauts, the sight of the planet shining in the blackness of space was a profound experience. One of the astronauts who walked on the moon described his view of the Earth as an experience of instant global consciousness. He said, "When you're up there, you're no longer an American citizen or a Russian citizen. Suddenly all those boundaries disappear. You are a planetary citizen." And similar experiences happened to the other astronauts. They saw Earth to be a beautiful, magical looking planet, and came back deeply changed from that experience. Moreover, they became increasingly aware that all was not well back on Earth, and they came back wanting to help in one way or another.
Legalisefreedom.com